knitting, embroidery and ceramics. It looks like this. Hello everyone, my name is Estelle. I am an illustrator and I also love to craft. The past few months I have been crafting a lot on several different projects, including knitting, embroidery and ceramics. I have not always been able to film or at least document these projects the way I usually do, but I have pictures, I have some videos here and there. So it is time to show off some of these finished projects. First, really fun project. In January I have been taking wheel throwing classes, so ceramics classes. These classes were a gift from friends and family for my birthday last year, and I was finally able to take them this January. I was taking the class with 3 lovely people and our teacher, which also explains why I don't have that much footage, and also you're so focused learning that you don't even think about it, to be honest. The wheel throwing classes took place at Peace Out Paradise in Berlin. I really recommend it. I took on the 4 weeks classes, and 4 weeks are great in order for you to, how can I say this, fully grasp the process of wheel throwing and everything it involves. Our first class was an introduction to wheel throwing, so 2.5 hours of learning how to treat, how to use clay outside and on the wheel. On the wheel? Is my pronunciation correct? I don't know. We learned how to use the wheel, how to center our clay, and just experiment. Experiments that were successes or not. Usually not grand, but we tried. During our second class, we practiced what we had learned during the first class, and it just permitted us to have additional pieces for the 2 next steps of the class, of the 4-week workshop. The third class was about trimming, so that meant we were coming to carve into our existing pieces. I thought I would love it, and I thought it would be close to my industrial design background and mocha building and everything, but no, it did not go great for me. Because out of the 2.5 hours of classes, I spent, I think, an hour on one piece that I broke, like it completely broke. And then I only had an hour-ish to work on 4 pieces. So that left me with very little time to work on the last ones. But still, you will be able to see the final pieces very soon. And final class was about, I forgot the word, excuse me. Last class we enameled our pieces, which was very exciting because you know kind of how it's gonna look like, because you have examples at the studio, which is great, really great, and then you enamel your pieces. And here is the result after. Second topic of the video, knitting. I started knitting again in February after a long break. I got back into it with the famous Sophie scarf that everybody is knitting and wearing. I first made a fake one, a fake Sophie scarf, because I was feeling a bit insecure with my knitting level. I hadn't been knitting in months. I used larger needles, I used 2 strands of yarn instead of 1, but it was a good practice. It was a good practice. It's a bit tight, I must say. This is the only downside of this object. After trying my skills on this one, I made 2 Sophie scarves, so with the pattern, the real one, following it through. I made a blue one in blue merino, as you can see on the actual video, and I also worked with the recommended wool, which is cashmere, for the red one. As you can see on the photo, they look really good. I am happy with the results. Both of these finished projects were a gift for one same friend. She knew what she was getting and she's wearing them, and it makes me so happy. It was a common gift with friends. The only thing I did was buying the yarn and making the scarf, and friends participated to the wool. I'll probably make more of it because I'm not really convinced of this option, so I'll make other ones for me and for loved ones. I have a bunch of yarn from this color and a lighter blue, also more of a lime green, that I have plenty of yarn for because either I misordered or I changed my mind. And if you have any recommendations of things I could knit with it, knowing it's all merino, because I've got a sensitive skin, and you know, itchy yarn, not great. Merino, amazing. I was thinking of socks, maybe some mittens. You see what I mean? The square thingy. You know, you don't got the whole hand in yarn, trapped in yarn. If you have recommendations of certain patterns that you really enjoyed, that are easy to make, and I mean, not necessarily easy, but that could be used as gifts as well, because that's kind of my idea, to also make gifts for loved ones. Am I already thinking about Christmas? Yes, indeed. Now, new project that is actually an in progress. Oops. So I hope I'm still in focus. So this is the beginning of a vest. It is the Dema vest. I think that's as simple as this. It is a Dema's knitwear pattern. I really hope I'm pronouncing this pattern brand name correctly. I think they're Danish. I've had this vest pattern in my wish list for a long time. I bought the yarn, changed my mind on the color to in the end be like, okay, the reason why I still haven't started this project is because I'm not sure of the color. Once I got a slightly different color, this green, which I think is gonna suit me really nicely, I actually started it. I went with this one, which is the Vircolana Arouetta. Really beautiful colors. I think I'll do a little zoom because it has several shades of yellow, greens. It's really, really gorgeous. And then still from Ficolana, I got the Tilia, which is 70% kid mohair and 30% silk. That was hard to say. It feels really soft and, you know, squishy. We love that. Oh, and I didn't say, so the Arouetta is 80% superwash merino wool and 20% nylon. When I came to the shop and I bought another color for another project, the shop, I don't know if she's the shop owner, but I've seen her every time. That person working at the shop was like, this is great. This lasts a long time. It's good quality merino. And I was like, yes, good to know because it is damn expensive. Hopefully next month when, let's cross our fingers, when I'll do another craft podcast, I will be showing you the end results. That would be very, very exciting. Last but not least, embroidery. In February, I started a embroidery set from, I will write it down since I have forgotten, but great set. I do recommend it. I've always been interested in fiber crafts, and embroidery was kind of the last one I haven't really touched on. I found a set that would make a useful object for me afterwards, and I thought that would be the best way to introduce myself to embroidery. What can I say? I am not disappointed. It is one of the ways I have found to unwind that is very, very effective. I think even more than knitting or crochet, because you, in my opinion, you can't really be doing something else while you're doing it. It needs your entire focus, and amazing. Really, really amazing. I am making a longer video on the subject that will come out later this year, since I have been filming for over a month now, with some breaks because there's been some knitting in the middle, but I've been filming since end of January, beginning of February, I think. So I'm not going to ramble too much about it right now. So to help me film but also experience embroidery with a steadier set, I gifted myself with a embroidery holder. I think we can call it this way. I actually have it here. Ooh. Let's see how this goes. It looks like this. This is a very small circle, but it is gonna be very, very useful because yeah, you'll see why in the next video on embroidery. But yeah, it's great. These foot move depending on the size you have. It's really steady. You can move it how you want so that you can embroidery very comfortably. Amazing. Amazing. Oh, I didn't notice. Didn't notice I still had this here. As you can imagine, you need to build this object, and I have filmed the building. And I think it would be a great way to conclude this video, to leave you with the building, to have a very smooth ending to the minutes 20-ish, 50, maybe 10. Maybe 10 minutes we've been spending together. Don't forget to like the video, to subscribe if you want to see more. I'm trying to upload a craft diary and a craft podcast every month. We will see how this goes. That's my own little goal. Take good care. Enjoy the building process. I will see you very soon. Bye bye.